Hey Recovery Warriors, Julie Norman here from Body Karma Healing. Change your body image, change the world. And this is Pose of the Month. Every month here on Recovery Warriors, we are going to look at a yoga pose that can help enhance your eating disorder recovery journey. And even if you don't have an eating disorder, just help cultivate body peace, because when all of us are at peace in our bodies, I believe we will have peace on earth. So from Hero's Pose last month, we're going to now practice Tree Pose, coming from a seated pose up to a standing pose. And I love using nature as inspiration whenever I can, and getting my clients outdoors to practice in nature, because we are part of the earth and we are worthy, just like the trees, just like the sun and the water. And I want you to remember that. Yoga is a very nature-based practice and helps us heal those wounds that make us forget our awesomeness. So I'd like you to think about the most amazing tree you've ever seen. And I'd like you to stand tall in both feet. Take what we call mountain pose, which is actually our most fundamental standing pose in yoga. We'll explore mountain pose more fully in another Pose of the Month blog. But today I want you to just step your feet a little wide, right under the base of your hips, not too wide and not together, just a little space between them, and get feeling as rooted as possible. Before we do a balance pose, which is what Tree Pose is, we want to feel stable standing on both feet. Balance poses help us cultivate inner balance by practicing physical balance. So we're going to start, I'm going to start facing you, and I'm going to encourage you to be next to a chair or a wall. If you're standing next to a wall, you can just place one hand against the wall to support you. Or if you have the back of a chair like I have here, just use that for a little extra support. Let's go ahead and just root down into one leg. I'm going to start in my right leg, and I'm just going to shift my weight into that leg so I can bend my left knee and come up on my toes. Now once you do that, it's not unusual for our hips to get out of alignment. For the hip that, the leg you're still standing on, for that to kind of sink out to the side. So just take a moment and notice, maybe even put your hand on that outside hip. Lift yourself nice and level again. Beautiful. Of course, rise up tall through your heart, feel the crown of the head reach to the sky. Then you can just slide your toes on that free leg into the standing ankle. And this right here could be your tree pose. You can turn the knee out. This right here can be your tree pose. If you feel pretty good here, see about sliding that free foot up to the standing inner calf. And again, then check out where your hips are. And I know it's really challenging to touch your own body, to become more present to your body when you're working through eating disorder recovery. I'm with you in that. I understand that journey. I've been there. Take some deep breaths when you feel that anxiety rise up and that inner critic start to chatter. The breath is the most important practice in yoga. So you can see here, I'm just talking and kind of playing. We have this gorgeous, breezy, sunny day. You can see the trees behind me moving and swaying. You may even step that free foot down as you practice tree pose. That's okay. You can press back up here, or even just come back to mountain pose for a moment. Get your roots settled in the earth again before you practice with the other side. So let's take a moment, try your other side. Just gently shift your weight. You don't have to lean towards the weight the leg that's taking the weight. You just gently shift. Keep everything else nice and tall. And then go ahead, free up that other leg. Open the knee and find a place to connect to the inside of your standing leg. Maybe you scoot it up. Sometimes folks get really fancy and bring that free foot up to the standing inner thigh. That's an option. Kind of depends on how slippery your yoga pants are. And you have to really, what I call hug the midline when you do that. You got to kind of press that standing leg into the foot and press the foot into the standing leg, all the while sinking your energy down plus lifting your energy up. And if you feel stable, you can take your hand off the chair or the wall. Feel free to bring your hands to prayer pose. I have some acorns blowing down on me. Go ahead and take your arms up to the sky, really reach those branches. And you can use that visualization here. Eyes just gazing toward the ground for stability, but see in your mind's eye the sixth chakra. Visualize the most beautiful tree, or something I like to do is actually stand and do tree pose facing a tree. And just in that beauty, in that peace and calm that the tree brings me, take your time coming back out. Maybe circle the legs a little bit, shake them out. Looking into things that we find beautiful and we find calming helps us see our own inner beauty, because being able to see how wonderful that favorite tree of yours might be, or most magnificent tree you've ever seen, you can see that because somewhere inside you believe that you are that magnificent and you are that beautiful. And it's about remembering that light, that true nature. Our yoga practice just helps us do that. It helps us remove the layers of ick and yuck that life kind of piles on us and dampens our light. So practice tree pose. You can do it a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes in the middle of the day, and a few minutes in the evening whenever you're feeling unsettled, ungrounded, unrooted. Just bring your mind, your body, and your heart, your soul, back into union, into yoga. Feel free to read a little bit more about tree pose here on the blog. I can answer any questions you have about it. I always appreciate your time here on Recovery Warriors. Peace on. Namaste.